Hello and welcome to my career investigation. My name is Ariani Barrera and I am from the Worthington chapter. To begin with, I have included the table of contents, a planning process, and an online summary form. Our first subject is career research. You may be wondering what an EL teacher is. An EL teacher is a teacher who teaches English to many others speakers of other languages. Hence the title of my project, English Language Teacher. There are different ways and abbreviations for EL teachers. These include TESOL, teaching English to speakers of other languages, TESOL, teaching English as a second language, TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language, ESL, English as a second language, and ELL, English language learner. For example, at my high school we have several teachers. Mrs. Barrero, Mr. Bardusen, and Miss Lee are teachers that work with newcomers. Mrs. Van No and Miss Watoon work with intermediate students. Mrs. Barber and Miss Hinojosa work with more advanced students and some intermediate or newcomers. From their personal comments of working in different fields and having various responsibilities, I researched further into the career. The job details of an EL teacher include a salary of $58,600,000 to $600,320,000 per year. There are also 4 levels of EL teachers, such as the elementary school level, the middle school level, the high school level, and the adult teaching level. With these levels, there are also responsibilities, meeting the state's requirement of using English in the classroom. One example of this is having subjects taught in complete English. Another responsibility is being able to provide assessment for the evaluation of students. For example, holding tests or quizzes in the classroom. Before all of this is obtainable, there are requirements for being an EL teacher. First, you would need to obtain a bachelor's degree and a TESOL teaching certificate. There are also skills needed for this profession. EL teachers have to work with diverse groups, understand the development stages of EL students, adapt to changes, and have good organization skills. Along with these, there are traits such as being bilingual, flexible with plans, having a welcoming attitude, and being outgoing that can be helpful towards this career. To understand this career even more, I enrolled in classes and took various assessments. Our second subject leads us into assessments and coursework. I took a personality assessment before I began my research. This assessment gave me interesting results for my identity, accurate representation of my mind, and I also enjoyed finding out my personality type. After this assessment, I took a career cluster. In this assessment, I obtained the expected results with the human services category. It opened my interest in hospitality and surprised me with the arts category being one of my top 3. At this time, I was also taking a French class. In this French class, it taught me the challenge in learning grammar, accents, and pronunciation. It also taught me how time-consuming it is to study. These are some of the things that EL students go through, which gave me more of an insight into their career by looking through the student's view. I was very thankful for my French teacher who left me helpful comments on my work, which is part of the job when becoming a language teacher. During my senior year, I also took a college education class through our town's community college. Here, I was prompted to do a teacher's resume. After the completion of this coursework, I received constructive criticism and was able to add to my teacher's portfolio. This was able to be an item that would be practical in my future. I was also able to receive a Student of Excellence award for my work in family and consumer sciences. I was fortunate to take various classes dealing with my future career in the FACS area. I excelled in classes such as Child's World, Independent Living, and Culture Cooking class. I truly enjoyed these classes and realized that helping others is something I would like to do. My senior year also consisted of various English papers. Here I learned to organize my thoughts clearly, write stronger thesis statements, and also know how to accept affirmations and constructive criticism. On the next pages, I have included my personality assessment, the career cluster assessment, my French coursework, my teacher's resume, the Student of Excellence Award, and one of my English paper's comments. With all these assessments and courseworks, I also had several observations. I was able to visit the EL classroom during my free days and meet more students within the EL community. I gained tips for my future teaching, while the students and teachers gave me notes about things to do and not to do. During this time, I built relationships with fellow EL teachers that encouraged me on my interest for their career. I was also able to serve as a primary source. Many people are unsure what an EL teacher does or the things that they encounter. Being able to educate and answer a lot of their questions was eye-opening to the community that this career can build. There was also no doubt that there was plenty of laughs, sometimes so audible that they can be heard from across the hall. FCCLA's seventh purpose, to prepare for multiple roles of men and women in today's society, became much more stronger as I dove into this career. Some students enjoyed the passion I had for this career, which prompted them to also begin their own preparation for their future. These same students also expanded our FCCLA's chapter membership outreach. More students became aware of FCCLA and attended some of our meetings. The last subject area is my upcoming career plan. My career goals begin with attending a 4-year college. My second goal is to obtain my bachelor's degree and master's in TESOL education. My third goal is to work in a school with an EL teacher shortage. And my fourth and final career goal is to help students with developmental and linguistic skills. To achieve these goals, I have made a plan. It begins with finishing high school. Secondly, I will be attending Southwest Minnesota State University for 4 years. I then will complete the required classes and certification for my TESOL degree. I will graduate from Southwest Minnesota State University in 2024, and finally, I will continue my TESOL work as a high school EL teacher in my hometown in Worthington, Minnesota. With this timeline, I also plan to engage in future extracurricular activities. The first activity will be GSM. This is an after-school club where help is provided for newcomers with questions about the school or homework. Fun activities are also integrated that help with practicing English. This is a club that I started my senior year. The second activity is continuing with volunteer work. I will continue to work with kids aged 7 through 10 at my local church as a First Communion volunteer. Here I help students learn about their First Communion and practice their language skills. The last activity is Hispanic Club. Once I enter college, I plan to enroll and participate in a Hispanic or Latino-based club that focuses on the culture. I believe this will be useful for understanding other cultures besides my own. All these activities, plans, goals, experience, coursework, and research has taught me a lot about what it is to be an EL teacher and what it means to give the opportunity of communication to a person. Thank you.